And it looks like with um Monkey Madness, we're also leaning into the old meta from last season, which was Mage's bot lane. Last season was dominated by non-ADC bot laners, so we'll see what this brand.
Runes. So it'll be interesting here. Do you think that's a call? Is this an educated choice? Is he trying to farm? He buys cloth 4 pots out of base.
Yeah, it looks like he's really just trying to Q farm. He doesn't want to take any damage from Fiora and be in lane as long as he can for Sheen or for anything.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, we do see. Hey, here it is. Don't want to miss it. The 5-stack here into the mid lane bush. Seraphine could spot this out. She does look to be going forward. The Q goes wide from Junadabula, and that's not what you like to be seeing. They're going to immediately call off the invade and walk away with their tail between their legs.
And it looks like now they're just 4 pointing, five pointing, I guess. Just standard play here to start off the game.
Yeah, just going back to it, and if these are the starting positions for the players, as Junadabula does questioning whether or not he's looking up, but it looks like it's going to be a top to bot and then a bot to top for... No, he's moving. There we go. So it's going to be top to bot for both sides. So the junglers are going to be on the same side of the maps about the same time. We could see a scuttle fight. And the question is whether or not Junadabula's hands will manage to carry him through that game. Through that fight, sorry.
And I wonder how this mid lane matchup goes. They're both ranged. I imagine Akshan probably wins.
Yeah,
Or
so
he
Akshan early on has a lot of pressure with the kill window at level 3. If he 2 points into that Q, it does so much damage. And he'll look to pop him down with these double auto attacks. You'll see there him breaking the 3rd hit of his passive is a lot of damage. So through, we saw yesterday in the game that I was playing in, actually, in Dundee versus Pogfrog. We saw the Corki get solo killed level 3 just because the player wasn't sure about the damage that was about to come out from that action, and which was really strong. So yeah, a lot of early pressure for Akshan, but it's always the same thing with Corki. Corki's looking to sit back, Corki's looking to get farm, and he's looking to scale and deal a billion damage in the late game.
in this lane. I think this lane, it's probably going to be a whole lot of nothing, to be honest. The bot lane, it's probably just going to be poke and heal back up with Sona and Seraphine.
I was gonna say it was a lot of damage there that went down onto Sona, but then I see her health bar just pop back off of like pop back up, sorry, off of what was it, 1 pot and a heal probably, something like that. So yeah, it could just be a whole lot of nothing. I have a feeling that the auto director is gonna take us back top lane a lot of these times because I feel like past a certain point where Nasus isn't too scared anymore. Just gonna be lucky, but yeah, here Gragas actually, in terms of the clear options, as we see the Lee Sin gank top bot results in a flash burn, goes back on the Seraphine. A lot of damage is turned back, but not enough to land anything substantial. So Gragas, instead of pathing immediately down, he 3-camped topside and back for boots, which is really common on these Predator characters that you see, and that's going to give him some extra potency for those ganks. As it looks like Lee Sin did blue Gromp red, looked for that gank bot, and is now going to be pathing back up as the first goal of the game is secured.
Yeah, that flash from Caitlyn though, I think that was a little bit unnecessary. It was really premature. If Lee Sin decided to Q2 back onto her, I think he probably would have suicided. She can trap and he'll be exhausted and everything.
Yeah, absolutely. And we see here, yeah, the pressure that we mentioned there mid lane as well, resulting in Corki getting very low. Gonna have to be really careful here under tower, otherwise he could find himself solo boloed as the wave here is pushing back into Fiora. Not sure about fighting Nasus in this big a wave, even though you are Fiora and very strong, it still seems dangerous.
Yeah.
As we
Looks like
see a Gragas gank here, bot, the Predator is popped, the E goes down, but the flash is immediately met mid lane. The extension here, the Akshan E is gonna go around the wall, the Ignite is popped, and first blood goes over to Trev.
yeah, this Akshan is about to start snowballing with that first blood gold as well. Maybe he'll start roaming top or mid with the invis thing that he has.
The invis thing that he has. Yeah, that's the nicest way of saying bullshit, broken stuff that Riot does. Oh
Yeah.
my lord. permanently going invisible around the map. That champion can be a menace. So yeah, you're absolutely right with that kill. He could absolutely go off here. The flash is burned by the Nasus. Looks to be getting himself how slow goes down. The flash through from the Lee Sin. 2 flashes are gonna secure that kill down in the top lane. As such, one is traded back. Gragas here, looking bot again. No Predator this time, still on cooldown. The flashes have been burned. The E goes down onto the brand as the damages are coming out. But from those bot lane early, with Caitlyn not able to get too much damage down, nothing's going to be made of it, and Gragas is going to walk away.
Yeah, right there. Everything that walks into Brand, I feel like he should just EQ it, and he's probably safe.
Yeah.
He'll probably even burst them down before he gets engaged on. Which
Yeah, you either walk into the stun or you dodge the first one, and then you're away from your target anyway. So it's a bit of a lose-lose in those situations.
if Nessus wants to be relevant, or like try to be relevant, I feel like Trev should probably look top whenever he has the chance, because I feel like Fiora is just going to keep fighting him. Like she's always just going to be up there in his face.
He's not doing too badly in terms of this farm early, and he has the pressure top from Gragas, so he knows that he's safe for now with Lee Sin down on the bot side of the map. Diamond Hands so far not managing to make too much of a play apart from the inside the top side. And you have to bring into question, with the Nasus being on almost even farm, even though obviously there's this huge wave pushing in that's going to lead him to be a bit of a disadvantage. It's not necessarily the farm that you've got to keep an eye on, it's the Q stacks. So that's what really makes the difference as to whether Nasus is, half healthing your ADC with one auto.
Yeah. Actually, I don't know. I don't feel like maybe it's too early right now, but even then, looking at draft, maybe Nasus was not the pick. Maybe. I just don't feel like he's ever going to really have a chance to touch the people he wants to. I guess like Brand and Corki. They're just not gonna
here, but the E flash goes wide. The hits are on to Christian, and he's gonna go down that heal. Under tower for Fiora is absolutely huge, and Lee Sin is here to clean it up. The E flash missing from Gragas. The 0 mana. He has no mana. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, and that was a disaster for Aura. Getting 2 kills on Fiora. There's no way she doesn't take over this lane anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's if this lane wasn't already hard for the Nasus. It's just gone 10 times worse.
This game, Frostmoth, he was a pass mid laner. I thought he'd be playing something more flashy, but he's playing Sona. That's a bit of an unexpected pick from him, I would say.
Okay. Were you expecting like the mages to come out, maybe a brand support and then something quirky ADC?
Yeah, some more of a mage support player, I would think of him.
And what's been really interesting so far, and what I really like about having been watching all the games for this league is, it really is, it's right at that level where you get little driplets of the meta coming through, or you see little bits of what's strong right now. But the main emphasis is on what people are comfortable with, what people are strong on, and where the best players are.
Yeah, everybody's mainly just picking comfort and hoping to win that way, it looks like.
I mean, we've seen just how much, what single players can take over a game if they do get their comfort, or if they do get a champion they're strong on, then they're able to move it through. So, as it comes down, we've got our first Drake here up, the Chemtech Soul. That's been up for quite a while now. Neither team wanting to necessarily commit to it. Why do you think that is?
I feel like probably Aura should have been able to take it, because they do have the mid pressure, but Lee Sin's also pretty scary early on, so they're probably just scared of what both teams can do on each side.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the Q steals, like going over the wall, can always be scary, especially given the mobility he has. Not just to try and go for the steal, but you can quite often, unless you have follow-up CC, you can quite often just make it out anyway. That's where you had to see this Akshan make a play, but he does seem to be walking bot side here. But the Gragas is going in too soon with the Predator. The R goes back and the flash away. But the Lee Sin is here. The kick goes down, and that is a Caitlyn in the middle of the enemy team. However, there is barrels there to follow up, and the Brand and the Sona go down with one fell swoop. The Akshan is able to help Lee Sin pick that up as the damage goes through under tower. Not quite enough. Looks to be going forward, throws the Q, but the Lee Syndrome is not strong enough in this one. He's not going to take that. The diamond knowledge is coming through. Not just going to randomly take that Q. I say 2-for-1 trade ends up resulting in favor of off-roll Aquarium.
And this was looking really good for Monkey Squad at first. I thought they would just get the Caitlyn, but they lined up for the Seraphine R, which was a bit devastating. It automatically killed Brand and Sona.
Yeah, it was just absolute huge damage, and it's one of those interactions where it doesn't look like there was much that they could do. You're charmed into stunned into barreled, slowed, like it's a lot of stuff. Lee Sin does look to be going here for the Q, but just puts it down to perfect smite health there, and they ended up on 9 HP, so possibly could have been taken, but we'll never know. That's a parallel universe.
And so far, well, it looks like both teams are pretty even. Like, the only discrepancy, or the only lead I think that Monkey Squad has right now is top lane.
Huge damage there coming down from the Akshan. He looks for under tower, but has to flash away, but the Lee Sin is here to pick it up, and Juna Debula is going to kick him down. The Akshan there nullified by just a nicely placed W to get Corki away from that and get him under tower.
And Juna Debula seems to be everywhere. Right place, right time. He counter-ganked that bot lane. Even though it didn't go his way, he was there, and now he caught this kill mid lane with the trade from Trev.
Yeah, he's managing to get himself a 2-0-2 advantage. Say here, two shutdowns on the top side. You know, not always what they're wanting to see. They might be raging at that a little bit. Or early shutdowns are always annoying, but hopefully they'll fade. So it looks like they could be trying to stack waves here. It's been a bit of an unfortunate position as they are going to walk into each other. Two jungles are going to be fighting here same time as two supports. The ultimate is popped for the Nasus. Akshan's here to back the team up. The ultimate goes down. Does not manage to do enough damage. The kick goes through two, and he manages to find it, but dies himself before he can pick one up. And not a single one is found back. Hikes and Juna are going to die on the top side of the map. That massive for off-world Aquarium.
Yeah, that's not what you want to see, especially when those two people were the people that were ahead. They were the Fed members of Monkey Squad. That's a good comeback for Christian, I guess. He'll probably be able to survive the lane a lot more after he got one kill.
And it's one of those things early as the Nasus you saw there, her just getting forced in by the Fiora. It's just so unfortunate because of the length of your Q cooldown early. You're not able to necessarily get all those minions stacked. But the second he gets some of the CDR under his belt, he's going to be able to start stacking those. And it's going to become a lot easier the second he's able to get that under his belt as he takes the back here, and we'll see what items he manages to pick up. And I mean, we're seeing here already in the mid lane, Corki being able to return a little bit of that damage that Akshan's putting out. So it's not just a one-way street anymore. It is a bit both ways as the Mirror mana is picked up.
We see the Sona R go wide. Not what you want to see there, but I do believe her R a very high cooldown, so I guess it's fine. Doesn't matter.
Exactly, and both teams even here in kills. A Chemtech Drake in favor of off-roll Aquarium. So a lot of damage goes down yet again. It's just these, you know, emerging from stealth, the poke that Akshan can get out if he chooses to, especially with his Q. Quite low here. He's in the wrong direction. The Ignite goes down, and it does not matter. The damage goes through onto Corki, and this Akshan could be huge. If he's, like you said earlier, if he's able to get onto these side lanes, he's going to be absolutely massive.
Yeah, and this Fiora, it's so funny watching this interaction. Like, Fiora tries to go up, but she gets withered, and then she gets minion blocked. She can't really watch it.
That is the beauty of a stacking wave for either side. She's gonna try and then League of Legends, well designed and well implemented pathing system is gonna come in to save the day for Nasus. And it's one of these things here where when we're looking at items, if I'm correct, the items that Nasus has picked up following the Sheen being the Kindle Gem and the Glacial Shield or whatever that is called, those two don't build into the same Sheen item, so he is just looking for that extra CD here.
Yeah, it looks like I'm not sure if he'll complete Divine first or Frozen Heart. He might do Frozen Heart. I've seen some people do that. I'm not an Nasus player, so I don't really know the advantages of doing either or. But that's the item it looks like he's going to build.
Exactly, and it was just like we were saying earlier. He's wanting to try and pick up that CDR just to make this life against Fiora a bit easier, because, you know, with an already 40 strong CS lead developing, I keep double checking my numbers whenever I do maths from last game, calling an 11k gold lead. Um, so we'll just have to see how it develops. He is managing to still CS well. If we could have yet another Nasus Q stat check, lovely woo, that would be absolutely beautiful. See how this Nasus is doing. 198 at 15 minutes into the game. That's, I believe, the exact spot that you want to be in. Looking towards trying to get 300 for 20 minutes seems to be when you're in a decent spot, especially against a Fiora. The fact that he's managing to stack decently well means, you know, he's going to be a bit of a menace in these team fights. 200 damage on a Q is absolutely nothing to be scoffed at. But it was like you were saying earlier, given how this game seems to be developing so far, do you think NASA's going to be able to find any targets or not? Us blue team there just take the Drake?
I feel like the best bet for off-road to approach fights is for Gragas to make it really chaotic. He needs to throw a barrel and he needs to just completely separate Monkey Madness. And
See here,
then
Apache ganking into the mid lane, but the barrel is going to run out, and the stun goes through from... But, oh, that is a wide sing there from the Seraphine. As the Akshan ult is coming through, going to deal some damage on targets. Either way, the Flash Wither from Nasus kicks into the team, but is not able to find anything. Judging Debilla could be caught out here. The E follows him all the way around the wall, and that is going to be yet another reset for the Akshan. This man is popping off 6-1-1 in the mid lane.
it looks like Akshan is really going to carry this game. I never expected Trev to play a champ like this, I think. Actually, I'm not even very sure if his champion pool, to be honest, so I shouldn't say that.
Well, either way, it seems to be working here. The question is, can you carry it into the late game? Because what the issue was last time that we saw this matchup is that as much as Akshan was able to get really fed in the other game, was able to pop squishy targets left, right, and center, the Corki, once that character scales up, it doesn't matter whether he's 0-3 or he's 0-10. If he gets to the same items power spikes, he's gonna be a monster. He is always going to be a monster as we get into the early game. That's a lot of damage here going down onto Elm Apache. He seems to be trying to stall it out for his teammate to fight him, but that might not be the ideal situation, as Hikes is able to do massive damage here. Trev going to be getting chased out, and as we say that the action needs to execute properly, he goes down. The Herald goes over for the side of Monkey Madness, as well as 2 kills and a huge shutdown from that action.
It's a bit unfortunate it went to Sona, but then again, I guess it is Sona. She scales really, really well, so yeah, pretty good. So what's that?
Absolutely, yeah. Never the ideal situation, but at the same time, you know, Brand getting a tower to himself, solo gold on the bot side of the map. I'm sure a massive amount of farm as well. So we're seeing a lead develop in the bot lane farm too. Like, that's absolutely nothing to be scoffed at. That is a lot of gold on that man.
And a way for Aura to start winning fights, I think. The Seraphinaurs have been going just a little wide, I think. They really need to hit those for them to charm them and for them to win fights.
And perhaps if those encores land, they can look to start turning them, but, you know, unless they can, you know, start landing on multiple members, it does just feel like Jun Debilla is gonna go for a kick, and it's gonna work out somehow, like in those fights. The Diamond Hands perhaps coming in a little bit there.
Yeah, we have another Diamond Hands player, but he's never been Diamond. We just call him that, Mr.
Oh,
Bidomu.
is that Mr. Badomu in the mid lane? Yes, yeah, I'm
Yep.
familiar with that term. And there's a certain people who I know who disagree with the name Diamond Hands. But we'll see.
He loves it. If
Even
you ever
up.
cast one of his games, make sure he gets called
Yeah,
Diamond Hands.
I'll make sure. I'm sure. I would take Diamond Hands as a compliment any day, as long as people don't follow up with Bronze Brain.
Yep. That's fine.
I mean, gold lead fairly even here, so it's just short of a 2k gold lead in favor of Monkey Madness. Nasa's ult popped here. The Qs are dealing a little bit of damage, but Juna Dabula is here. He is where he needs to be at the right time on the right side of the map. But the follow-up is here. We were mentioning the encores need to land. Lands onto 2, but the parlay gets it back. And the ult goes down for the Fiora. The damage is coming through here. Lee Sin is able to follow. And that was an absolute destruction there. Even though the Encore managed to hit one, it was not able to turn it around. And now Sums just out of position, out of pocket, and dead on our screens.
Yeah, that was not really a fight they needed to take. I think Christian should have probably just ran away whenever he saw Lee Sin, and his team
my God.
should have followed up.
Okay, Jin and Dabula, he's taking it. He's taking it to them. Poor Seraphine can't even survive under tower. However, I would add, you know, Jin and Dabula is not always going to have an easy time necessarily being valid, because Lee Sin is one of those champions that does fall off hard unless he does manage to keep getting these advantages. But it looks like so far this game he's really managing to able to play to that win con.
Yeah, and it looks like this should also be a free Drake for Monkey Madness, so they're sitting fine. They're comfortable.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been managing to get that one early that we didn't quite see whilst we were checking the stats on the top side of the map. That's really good for them, because the fact that, you know, they were able to get those advantages topside while still managing to maintain Drakes is ideal. And as much as this Nasus is getting nasty, this Fiora is a force to be reckoned with. 4, 1, and 4, 2 items at 21 minutes. She is a strong side laner, and you're always going to have to send... I mean, sure, you can send the Nasus to stall into her, but if the Nasus is down or the Nasus is elsewhere, you're going to have to send 2, 3, 4 people into her.
Yeah, I feel like Fiora is probably at a point right now where she can probably just start tower diving Nasus, maybe even.
Perhaps, maybe, yeah, if the chase down is strong enough in that lane. We're seeing the double cloth armor, you know, being picked up. The question is, you know, if he's just going straight for, you know, further armor itemization into the Frozen Heart, or if he's actually looking for a Bramble Vest and a way to maybe deal with and fight with this Fiora. Because I feel like if you don't have some form of anti-heal against her, she's just gonna out-heal you. Even if she doesn't out-damage you, she'll out-heal you in the fight. Even though Nasus obviously does manage to get quite a lot, so we'll see what happens, I think is the best way to say with that.
The best thing Aura has going for them, though, I guess, is his Akshan. He's been a little quiet right now in the last few minutes. Hopefully he can get the ball moving again and start getting some more assassination kills or something.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's worth remembering, you know, with Baron coming up here, if they do manage to get a pick, especially if it's around the top side of the map and they see others bot side, it could really snowball quickly. And Trev does not have TP. So if they do start to make a play on the top side, he's going to have to walk himself all the way up. And as much as Akshan could do that quickly, it's no TP. As it looks like they're trying to collapse on the Nasus here top lane. The Fiora ultimate immediate pop down onto him. The Nasus ult popped in return, but the damage is just not going to be enough to come through. He does manage to heal himself for a little bit longer as we're on the black screen, but we know what happens. There's a Nasus dead, and that is going to be a Baron going over to the side of Monkey Madness. However, Gragas is about. The Blast Cone is popped over the wall, however. Apache, can he get the hero steal to perhaps bring his team back into the game? He gets vision over the wall with that barrel. They go in. Blue team manages to secure. He smites too early, going down to 394 health. Gets cleaned up on the back half too. As we see a couple back screens, and we're back. Yeah, exactly what we want to see. Like we said, if the Akshan's bot side, what can you do with that? He's not going to be able to get up there quick enough, and they just took the kill, took the Baron, and ran away with the game there.
Yeah, with this gold lead, surely Monkey Madness should just close out the game soon. Probably even with this Baron, maybe. Just one bad fight from them, and I think we'll see a Nexus explode.
And you have to feel, especially when you're grouping, when you're this far behind, with a Nasus who wants to be solo side laning, getting that farm. That's when you know the Off-Roll Academy are really in trouble. As he does look, manages to do a lot of damage to Frostmoth there. That was one auto attack. Barrier is popped. The heal goes through. Absolutely massive. The second Wither goes down. And the Q's going to take the kill. I take it back. This man is dealing damage. The Encore goes wide, but there you go. Trevor turning onto the sideline. Juno Dabula probably in trouble here. Misses the flash over the wall. That's absolutely huge for the side of Off-Roll Academy as they look to fight back in this game. But Fiora on the top side, going to be looking to burn these towers down. And with the pressure, with the Baron minions, with the runes, she's going to be taking that very quickly. Manages to trade one tower back.
Yeah, that's really not what you wanted to see from Monkey Madness. I'm not even sure what was going on there. I think they should have just let Sona die. It's Sona, she'll be back up soon. Everybody else could have ran away to safety, but they lost their lives trying to regroup with their team. Wasn't a very smart choice.
Yeah, I'm managing to not trade any for that. 3 for 1 for tower. Went Baron's up. I suppose you can make an argument as long as Fiora, you know, she didn't get too much more there. That is definitely a positive trade for them. But the gold lead begs to differ. And now, just correct me if my math is wrong here, because Lord knows I made that mistake before. 5k gold lead here for Monkey Madness.
Yeah, 5k gold lead.
Absolutely nothing to scoff at. That is going to make a real difference when it comes to these fights. Slap them with your wallet, as the phrase goes.
And it looks like Corky is almost at his mythic item. A lot of people have been building, I believe, Manamune into Ludens to get a spike faster, but D-Tick, we'll call him that because I don't know how to pronounce his name. It looks like he went for the more standard, the original build, I'd say.
As the dragon's starting to go up here, but the teleport comes in. Junidable is going to jump his way out. The kick immediately back lands onto 3. The sonar is absolutely massive across the entirety of the enemy team. Junidable is going to be trying to run away here. The shield's going to buy him some extra time as it allows them to run through the side of Off-Roll Academy. Nasus, the last standing bastion, the last standing hope of Off-Roll Academy, goes down, as so will this dragon, third dragon of the game from Monkey Madness, and they are firmly in the driver's seat.
Yeah, that fight was pretty incredible. We saw a Lee Sin R, he knocked up, I believe, 3 people, and then a Sona stunned 4 people with her crescendo. So, yeah, really good fight from them.
Beautifully coordinated, beautifully done. And I mean, the question you have to be asking yourself right now, Off-Roll Academy, is how the hell do you get back into this game from the position that you're in? Like, do you put all your eggs in the Nasus basket? Can you even win this? Or will the 5-1 and 10 Fiora with a hull breaker, school breaker just break down your Nexus before you can even have a chance?
I'm not gonna lie. I think the best bet for Aura is they have to just stall this game out, so if they ever have tiebreakers, at least they stalled out a game and they get a higher seeding for future placements.
Possibly, I suppose. Is that how tiebreakers are decided in the UNL, by game time?
Yeah, by game time. I think that's a system we have used before.
Yeah.
It changes constantly, to be honest.
Exactly. There's never any right decision with the way to do tiebreakers. If you get people to replay games, the people that have to replay who didn't want to are unhappy. If you do it by game time, the people who lose out because of that are unhappy. You know, there's no real winner there.
Can't please everybody.
Exactly. But either way here, just as if the lead wasn't already big enough. I mean, from that one fight alone, the lead jumped from about 5k to now about, what, 9k? Like, absolutely huge for the side of Monkey Madness, showing that, you know, that win yesterday was not a fluke and they can take games.
Yeah, a lot of their games are crazy. I guess entertaining team to watch, most definitely.
Absolutely.
Then you see Nasus over here, some trouble. I don't think he wants to be here.
Oh, Pike's going and maybe not knowing that there's 4 people there. Corky has the huge package to disengage. That is a huge cooldown, which is not going to be up for the next Baron or the next Dragon. So, you know, if you're looking for silver linings here on the side of Off-Roll Academy, that's definitely one of them.
Yeah, something interesting to note too. We're about to have Dragon Soul kind of soon, which is an Ocean Soul. That's a lot of healing, and there's virtually no healing reduction besides Seraphine, which is kind of a problem.
Yeah, perhaps she's looking to get that on her entire team with the Chemtech item, just to allow her to spread that, trying to make it so that, you know, the rest of her team doesn't have to invest money into that. But looks, oh, we've got a Death Bush. Wally, we've got a death bush. Nasa's the first to walk in. Immediate ward hop out, and the death bush was not as exciting as I wanted it to be.
Yeah, it looks like they don't know this bush's ward, so they won't have the same almost success, I guess. False success. This bush over here.
Yeah, again, this objective dance. The hex deck there popped by Gragas to go forward, but does not end up following through for anything. Yeah, just giving this Nasus over some stacks, some farm, hoping for the best. He can, if he gets on top of people, we saw from the fights earlier, he can deal a lot of damage, but he needs to be able to get on top of them, and he needs his team to be there to follow up. But if the coordinated plays of Lee Sin kicks into Sona is going to have anything to say about it, then we'll have to see. As we look to just be dancing around this fight here, not sure if anything's going to happen. Waves are being pushed out. No objectives being stacked. As Sona just apparently blows up action. They're onto the Nasus. The Encore goes across the enemy team, but it is not enough. The shield coming through for Lee Sin is absolutely massive. The lifesteal from the Gore Drinker keeps him alive for even longer. He's still going in. He's still right-clicking on the enemies. He does not care about your damage. He will kill your entire team. Jun and Dabula picking up the double and winning the fight for his team. They are in the enemy Nexus, and that is going to be it with the wave coming in on either inhibitor. They're not even going to need it. They don't even need to go in. They just push with what they've got, end the game. A beautiful 4K to end the game from Monkey Man, this ending of the opening week of UNL 2-0.
2-0 and 2 devastating losses for Aura. Maybe they come back together next week with a different game plan, we'll say.